Hey everyone, it's Brianna and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to make a video about relationships and just a couple of tips and tricks that I have for staying true to yourself while in relationships and just not losing yourself. Relationships are like a beautiful, wonderful thing and something that everyone, I feel, not everyone, a lot of people struggle with wanting to find the perfect relationship and being in a relationship and thinking that that is what they need to be complete and what they need to make their life like happy and what they need to, I don't know, just that they need that to somehow move on and be happy in their lives or just to continue on, or that that's something that you really like have to have as a step, which I do not think is true at all. And although relationships are beautiful and wonderful and do help you grow and are amazing reflection tools, and it's amazing to have someone to go through life with and share your adventures with, it is very easy to get wrapped up in relationships and in that process sometimes kind of lose yourself and the importance of your own journey and your own individual path and your own individual personality. And I think that's a lot of times when relationships tend to kind of like fail or fall apart or have issues. So if it's something you're aware of from the beginning, I think it's easier to kind of just skip that whole step, you know, and just stay true to yourself while in your relationship and be two complete individual people coming together and building a beautiful relationship. And I think that's just the most successful way to do that. Alright, so first jumping in, my first tip is just to be real about what you do and what you like and your hobbies and the things that make you you. Be honest about those from the beginning when you're entering a relationship I think is key, because otherwise you are just not connecting on anything that's real. If you aren't being real about what you're interested in, you're building a relationship like based on unrealistic commonalities, you know, and things that you have in common and things that you have in interest. And if those aren't even things that you actually like, then you're not going to upkeep with that and it's not going to be genuine, and eventually that'll come out. So I think it's important from the beginning just to be upfront about the things that you like. Don't be ashamed, and that's like the things that you like make you you. And if you genuinely want to be with another person, they genuinely want to be with you, then they should like all those things about you, and vice versa. And that doesn't mean that you have to agree with those things or also like doing them as much as them or whatever, but respect each other's interests and be real about your interests. And make sure to incorporate them into your daily life, you know, when you can, and not let them like slip off the radar to things that you like doing with your partner, which is very important to do things with your partner as well. But also just make sure you have your own time, that you're still doing things that make you happy. Like if you like to read but your partner doesn't so much, you know, make sure you're still setting time aside so you can read, or, you know, like draw, or I don't know, or do yoga or sing or anything like that makes you you, that you like to do. Set time aside to do that for yourself. Number 2 is kind of a hard one, but it's just to not get wrapped up in your insecurities. We all have insecurities. We all have things we're struggling with, whether that be from past relationships or just our own, you know, silly beliefs about whatever in our heads. And I think a lot of times we bring those to relationships and either expect the other person to solve them for us, or we end up just taking our issues and reflecting them on other people and thinking that they are the problem when we actually are just dealing stuff within ourselves. And both those, I think, are things that can break down relationships and also just disconnect you from yourself. When something sparks an insecurity inside of you from whatever, the past or, you know, anything that you believe, instead of expecting the other person to solve that problem or to fix it for yourself, kind of look inward and kind of see where that's coming from in yourself and try to get to the root cause of it on your own, because that is really where it's coming from in the end, and another person's not going to be able to solve your problems like you are, and pretending that someone else can is only going to put pressure on them that they're never going to live up to. And also defeats the purpose of what relationships are really there for, which is just to support you and help you through, you know, you getting to your goals and fixing your problems, and them being a supporting, you know, loving light in your life and not a fixer of your issues. You know, we're the only ones that are going to fix our real problems. Relationships are there to support and help us through them, which kind of ties in with number 3, which my third tip is just to focus on yourself. I think that this is a good tip in the good and the bad moments. And this doesn't mean to be selfish, obviously. Relationships, you obviously have to think about the other person in your relationship and care about their feelings, and you should genuinely, because you care about them and you love them. But I think that's a lot easier to do when you are focused on yourself first and you have fulfilled everything that you need in your own, you know, your own life and body and soul and spirit to feel fulfilled, so that you can genuinely be in the best place and in your best place to be there for your partner and help them feel good too. I know that, like, and we all know this, you know, when we feel good, we want to make others feel good. But when we feel bad about ourselves, or we're not giving ourselves enough attention, not focusing on the things that we need to fix in ourselves, we start to just get really like down and start reflecting things on other people and thinking other people are the problem and blaming things on other people, and it ends up just making a lot of things just fall apart. When we start inward and build things up from ourselves, things can go a lot smoother. And it's also just, I think, taking back the power in relationships. I think a lot of people get kind of victimizey in relationships and think that, you know, again, like all the answers are in someone else, that someone else is causing all the problems, you know, that you're not doing anything wrong. But in every situation, you are half of it and you have the power to take back your control, you know, and use your power and attitude for the positive and see what you can change and help in that situation, and really see that as a reflection, being like, oh, what am I mad at right now? See, you know, what I'm doing in a situation that actually parallels with what I'm upset about. A lot of times we're kind of acting the way that we think other people are acting towards us, and maybe start from there. And starting there and kind of deactivating like our own side and our own anger makes us kind of reflective and be able to see our other partner's side and our other person's side and come to a more healthy conclusion and just a more healthy, well-rounded decision for ourselves. We know that we're making decisions based on ourselves too, and not just because we're angry and thinking about what the other person's doing. Because again, in a way that's still ignoring yourself. You're still focused too much on the other person instead of dealing with what you should be dealing with, so you guys can deal with your stuff together in a harmonious way and have a happy relationship. Anyway, so those are kind of my tips and tricks for helping being yourself in a relationship and kind of just standing your own in a relationship that I think will help, and just making your relationship hopefully healthier and doing what you can on your side to build yourself up and make sure that you're in a good, healthy place and taking care of yourself and taking care of your needs, so that when you get into your relationship and when you're in moments with your partner, that you're fully fulfilled and you can help them in a good place to help fully fulfill them, and you know, bring good energy into your relationships. You guys can be conquering things together, and not so you're just all both worried about your own stuff but then cramming each other together and just it's all mishmash and gross. You know, we want to be like nice and harmonious and smooth. You know, nobody's perfect and we're all working on things, but I think that when we think things this way and be patient with ourselves and with each other, that things will go a lot smoother. And just know that we all are, you know, looking for the same thing, and you know, maybe if we gave it to ourselves a little bit more, it'd be easier to get it from other people. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you have anything to add or anything to say. I would love that. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on the bell notifications, because that's a thing now that you need to know when my videos come out. Anyway, I think that's it. I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.